Hi, it's Lynn. Today I'd like to talk with you about the Not-Quite-Mitered corner. It came up while I was working on this pattern, View D. It's McCall 7202, sort of a cape poncho. It has this scarf hood combo and the bottom edge is cut diagonally. I wasn't really sure about that, so I decided to test the corners on some swatches first. The bottom corner worked out well and was really easy. According to the directions, you hem the short side first, and then hem the bottom edge. You can see it looks really neat, and the edges overlap nicely. You could even use a few invisible stitches on that little edge in the corner. And the right side looks good as well. But for the pointy corner, when I followed the directions, I ended up with this edge. You can see it's super thick. My sewing machine wouldn't go through it at all. And it's not quite a right angle, so the regular mitered corner methods weren't working. But I played with the test swatch a bit, and I came up with this edge. You can see it's quite tidy and has a good point on the right side, so it looks pretty nice. It's also much thinner than the previous method, as you can see. My sewing machine had no trouble at all stitching through it. So let's take a look at how to make this not quite mitered corner. Here's that corner at the edge of the scarf hood piece. Now I've marked all the seam allowances with chalk, right up to the edges. I'm just going to be folding along those lines. But the first thing you want to do is take that point and fold it down, so that the chalk lines match up and the tip is pointing down. Then just fold that edge so it meets the chalk line and clip it in place. Just like that. Let me just grab some more clips here. Now you could use pins instead. I just find it a bit easier to use clips on thicker fabrics like fleece. Then my pins don't bend and I stick myself a lot less. Okay, there we go. Then do the same on the other side. These little corners might try to unfold a lot, so we just want to make sure that they're really secure and they're not coming out. Now, just as a side note, I haven't tried this with anything other than fleece. I'm not sure if it would work as well on a fabric that frays, but maybe you could put some fray check on it and that would stop kind of stray threads coming out along the edge. I'm not sure. It does work great on fleece though. Next, we want to fold it over again right along the chalk lines. I have to take some of the clips out and reposition them just to clip this next fold. Now the corner is where it gets a little tricky. It's not a right angle, so you'll have to adjust the fleece a bit as you go. And it might take a couple of tries to get the two edges to meet in the corner. There will be a little extra material that you'll want to ease in along the rest of the edge. It might take a couple of tries just to get all of that eased in and the edges straight. It should end up looking like this. This little tab will still be sticking out, but don't worry about it for now. At the machine, I'll just stitch it close to the edges, right along here, like a normal hem, just pivoting at the corners. You can see it's already looking like the swatch. I'll just take it over the machine. Now all the edges are stitched. You can see the corner isn't really tight yet, and it splits down the middle. Don't worry about that just now. On the right side, it looks really good. I also still have this little tab. That's the next step. I'll just press the edges together and make a mental note of where they meet. You can see it's right about here. I'm going to take these little scissors and carefully snip the fleece up to that point. Now I'll cut it almost under the edge, but I'm going to be really careful not to snip that top edge. It helps to sort of fold it back a little bit to get under that edge. Now I'll do the same thing on the other side and just remove that tab. There, the cut edges don't even show. Now I'll tighten up the corner. I've got a hand sewing needle already threaded with my little knot at the end. So I'm just going to take that needle and stick it under the edge here to hide the knot. But I want it to come out right at the corner. I'll sew an invisible stitch on the other side, directly across from that first stitch. I want to make sure I'm getting the fleece fabric though, and not just the fluff. This fleece is super fluffy. Now I'll just go back to the other side and continue sewing both edges together with invisible stitches. I'm not going to make you watch all that because my hand sewing is really slow. Once I'm at the very tip of the corner, I'll just do this last stitch. Oops. And pull it tight. It looks good, so I'll just knot it off. Because it's fleece and it's a little stretchy, I like to put 2 knots just to make sure it's secure. And then I put the thread through the edge to come out at the bottom, just to hide that knot. The right side looks good, and the back side is nice and tight now. And it looks just like the swatch. Then you can just cut that thread and wiggle it a little, just to make sure it's laying flat and is even. And that's it. That's the Not-Quite-Mitered corner.